Today, we're diving into something super important, the signals your liver sends when it's in trouble. We're going to figure out exactly what it's trying to tell you.
I mean, really think about that for a second. What if the single most industrious part of your body was struggling, but you just didn't know the language? Well, for a lot of us, that's exactly what's happening with our liver health.
And why is this such a big deal? Because this thing is a powerhouse. We're talking about it performing over 500 vital functions every single day. From cleaning out toxins to helping you digest your food and storing up energy, it's pretty much the unsung hero of your body.
So there's a good reason we call the liver the silent worker. You know, it's incredibly tough, it just works away in the background and it rarely ever complains. And while that's amazing, it's also the very reason we tend to totally forget about it until something goes really wrong.
But here's the thing. When the liver gets overwhelmed, it doesn't just shut down. It starts sending out signals, little warning signs. So our job is to learn how to pick up on these subtle and sometimes not so subtle cries for help. Let's start with the things you might actually see.
It's kind of wild how what's happening deep inside your liver can show up right on the surface. We're talking about really visible stuff like jaundice or a crazy itchiness that has no rash, no explanation, or even these little spiderweb-like veins on your skin. And that deep, bone-tired fatigue you just can't shake? Yep, that could be a clue too.
So what in the world is jaundice really? Well, it's a direct message. Picture this. Your body creates this yellow stuff called bilirubin. Now, a healthy liver is like a super efficient filter that just cleans it right out. But when that filter gets clogged, bilirubin starts to build up, and that's what causes that yellowish color in your skin and the whites of your eyes. Simple as that. Okay, let's move on to the signs you might feel. And these are tricky, because it's so easy to just brush them off as a bad lunch or something. But persistent bloating, feeling kind of sick to your stomach, suddenly not feeling hungry anymore, or even a dull ache up in your right side. All of those could be your liver trying to get your attention.
And here's the really sneaky part. The very first stage of liver damage, it's called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, often has absolutely zero symptoms. None. It's totally silent while fat is building up. And that is why we have to pay attention to even the tiniest, most subtle signs we've been talking about. It's so crucial. All right, we have to talk about the more serious alarms now. If you're noticing things like your urine is way darker than usual, or your legs and ankles are swelling up, or you're just feeling foggy and can't concentrate, these are not signs you can afford to ignore. These can mean the damage is getting more advanced.
So what's causing all this stress on the liver in the first place? Let's pull back the curtain and identify the villains of the story, the everyday attackers that are usually just hiding in plain sight.
You know, it's rarely just one big thing. It's usually a mix of stuff that adds up. A diet full of processed foods and way too much sugar, plus excess alcohol. Those are the obvious ones. But that belly fat, it's not just sitting there. It's actually an active source of inflammation that directly targets your liver.
So it really boils down to this choice, right? On one side, you've got liver fuel, water, greens, real foods that give it the tools it needs. And on the other side, you've got liver foes, sugary drinks, fried stuff, too much booze, that are actively making its job harder. The difference couldn't be more stark.
And you've got to understand, the liver isn't just on an island by itself. It's all connected in this dangerous loop. See, high levels of belly fat can lead to insulin resistance, which is a major step toward type 2 diabetes. And these three things just feed each other, creating this vicious cycle that puts your liver under constant, relentless stress.
Okay, we've talked a lot about the problems, but this is not a doom and gloom story. Now we get to the empowering part, the rescue mission. Let's look at a simple, totally doable plan to help get your liver's health back on track.
Honestly, it all comes down to these 4 pillars. Just swapping out sugary drinks for water, that's a massive win. Moving your body helps burn off that extra fat, including the fat in your liver. Keeping your weight in a healthy range takes so much strain off the system. And just being smart about medications, especially the over-the-counter ones, protects your liver from getting hammered.
And let's get really specific about food. Think of these foods as your liver's own personal support team. Garlic and onions, they help turn on helpful liver enzymes. All the antioxidants in berries and leafy greens protect it from damage. And those awesome healthy fats in things like olive oil, nuts, and salmon, they help fight inflammation.
Okay, this is so important, so listen up. Forget all those expensive detox teas and cleanses you see online. Your liver is the master detoxifier. The real secret isn't a product. It's to stop bombarding your liver with junk and start giving it the good stuff, the nutritional tools it needs to do its job. That is the only detox that actually works. Period.
Now, lifestyle changes are incredibly powerful, but it is absolutely vital to know when you need to bring in a professional. Let's be crystal clear about the signs that mean it's time to call a doctor.
These are the non-negotiables. If you experience any of these, it is a sign to get medical help right away. We're talking severe pain in your belly, major swelling, that yellowing jaundice we talked about, or feeling mentally confused. These are serious red flags. Please don't wait.
And if you do go to the doctor, these are some of the tools they might use. It's not as scary as it sounds. A simple blood test called a liver function test, or LFT, just checks for enzymes that show your liver is stressed. An ultrasound is painless. It just uses sound waves to take a picture and look for things like fatty buildup. Knowing what these are can make the whole process feel way less intimidating.
So we end up right back where we started. Your liver is doing over 500 jobs for you every single day, almost always in complete silence. After all of this, the only real question left is, isn't it time we finally started to listen?
And of course, just a crucial reminder, all of this is for informational purposes. It is not and should not be taken as professional medical advice. If you have any concerns about your health, please always talk to a qualified healthcare professional.